Dancing with the Stars fans. I am Lauren Zima. It is the morning after the Dancing with the Stars All Athletes premiere, and I have two people here who killed it. Welcome to our studio to Witney Carson and Chris Mazdzer. You guys, round of applause for these two.
Guys.
Oh my God.
Cheers.
Let's cheers. Cheers it
Everybody
out.
cheers all around.
Cheers.
Love these things.
What do we got in here?
Oh,
Straight
water.
LaCroix. Delicious.
You guys,
Awesome.
I want to thank you for being here because I just learned these two were rehearsing. Was it until about midnight last night?
Midnight, yep.
There is no stopping. We had the premiere last night, and you guys, we're going to break down right now who got eliminated, what these two are going to do from here to keep killing it in the ballroom. So, of course, leave your comments and questions for them, and I will get them here on our iPad. And we got to knock it out because there's a lot to talk about.
Yes.
So how tired are you guys?
We're pretty freaking tired.
I had a double espresso about 30 minutes ago, so I'm ready to go for this.
Oh, great.
Ask away.
Yeah, well, you
We're
know
ready.
what? That's the thing about this season. All athletes, Olympians, you guys are used to training.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it? I know you guys now have the Dancing with the Stars studios where kind of everybody rehearsals. Is there a rehearses? Is there a different energy because these guys are so in shape?
There definitely is a different energy. I feel like they're definitely more competitive. They're all very hardworking, very driven people. So everything is just, the energy is just very competitive. And everybody has said the same thing. You know, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to do their best. They all want to beat each other out. Chris is spying on the couples. I'm like, Chris, why are you
just
spying?
Saying hello and watching what they're doing. It's really not spying.
Just taking quick notes, that's it.
Espionage, maybe, not spying. That sounds bad. But it's weird for from the athlete side, this is no different. Everyone's like double elimination, like all these athletes really competitive, and for us it's like, yeah, this is normal. Like, it is competitive, everything we do, so
But for us,
game on.
it's different because we have so much variety usually in a season. It's like sometimes they're actors, you know, sometimes they're singers, so they don't really get that competitive nature. As with this one, it's like everybody just has that, so it's just kind of stressful, really.
Kind of stressful. Well, of course,
Kinda
Chris,
stressful.
you're the hot loser. This is Team Move It or Lose It. I want to ask you guys real quick, after last night, who do you consider to be your biggest competition from here?
I'm going to say Adam.
Yeah. I
Adam,
think the figure skaters are really, really strong.
literally all the figure skaters are going to do amazing. So I remember at Good Morning America, they asked the question, who here has any dance experience or who took a dance lesson? None of the figure skaters raised their hands. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, maybe it's not on a dance floor, but essentially, like, on the ice, they have lots of experience, and it showed last night. So
Yeah, they're definitely bringing it. Like, they're not holding anything back, and neither are we. I mean,
we're not holding anything
we're
back.
not going to hold anything back either, but
I only have 2.5 weeks of dance experience here, so
Yeah.
I feel like it's coming along.
yes.
It's funny, I just watched like the intro video, and that's actually how I looked like 2 weeks ago. So I've come a long ways,
Yeah.
a lot more to come, but definitely the figure skaters set the bar high, and
Yeah.
that's what we're aiming for. So
Yeah.
that's why we're training till midnight, because we have to catch up. We have to put in the
We've
time.
got to, yeah.
Well, that's what everybody was talking about because I went to a couple rehearsals with different partners and everybody said the figure skaters are the ones to beat, but I felt like the premiere was going to reveal which figure skater was really on top and
yeah.
Adams, you guys, I mean, and how
Yeah,
about that
Adam.
entrance? He came out with like those wings behind him and
I
him
know.
and Jenna.
It was amazing. I'm obsessed
Amazing.
with him.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Yeah,
like,
we didn't have any props though, because we went right away. We had a minute to change and
Yeah.
go out, so we just,
Oh
my
it was just
gosh.
us.
First off the bat,
it was stressful.
I want to talk about you guys. First, let's real quick go into who was eliminated. Two couples went home in the first ever double elimination
Yes,
on
first
premiere
ever.
night.
I know.
So we
Crazy.
had Jamie and Artem heading home. Jamie, a snowboarder, of course, and then Johnny Damon, a baseball player, and Emma. So, you know, they were on the lower score ends.
Yeah.
Johnny and Emma had an 18. Jamie and Artem had a 19. But did that go the way that you guys thought it would? Were those the two you expected to head home?
I did not expect that at all. I feel like I was really surprised. I feel like Jamie really had a grace about her. I feel like she had the potential to get a lot better. And same with Johnny. I feel like he had that personality that the Dancing with the Stars fans really love. And his routine was really fun. I really did not expect that at all. Did you?
No, and it's tough because like we have this athletic background, but it doesn't necessarily translate to the dance floor.
Yeah.
And to see everyone like come out, 2.5 weeks is not a lot of time to turn bricks for feet into like like the cha-cha or the
parts,
salsa or into like working parts. So it's tough to see them go right away because there's so much more. But yeah, Jamie was so graceful.
Yeah.
Johnny was fun.
I know.
I didn't see that coming. No.
I didn't see that coming with Johnny, especially because he
Johnny.
had that personality.
I
Kind of reminded
know.
me of David a little bit.
I know, me too.
Yeah,
That's why
were you
I thought-
shocked?
I was very shocked of Johnny for sure because like you said, like David did really well. Even though he wasn't the best dancer, he still had a ton of fans backing him up because everybody just loved his personality.
Family man.
Very, very big family man, and so I was very shocked to see Johnny too. So I'm sad. I mean, I feel like they would have been a really good asset to the show, but you know, it's everybody has to go, and this time it's quicker than ever. You know, so
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Jamie and Artem had the waltz, and I think they were the only couple who did. How is it determined what those very first dances you guys get are?
The first dances really come down to the producers. They usually give us the first routine, and that's really just based off of different things. I mean, where they want you in the show, what they think your personality fits best. And so for us, it was the salsa, obviously, your shirt coming off. I mean,
Within, you guys, I counted it. Your shirt came off, and we're going to show this in a minute, but your shirt came off within 15 seconds. I timed
oh
it.
yeah, oh yeah.
It was
there
on
was
a 7
no
count.
waiting
I just know it was
around.
on a 7 count. All right.
There was no waiting around. I was like, and we're just gonna do this out of the gate. So.
Well, I did wonder, especially because the stakes were so high on the premiere, and please let us know, you guys, if you at home were shocked by who was sent home. But the stakes were so high, and for Jamie and Artem to have the waltz, which is, you know, a little more of like a low-key, not low-key, but it's different. It's not high energy and fast-paced. And I wondered, was that a little bit of a disadvantage to them in this high-stakes moment?
I don't think so. I think if anything, it makes them stand out more because everybody's was so high energy. I feel like theirs was very different from everybody else. So I don't think that they were at a disadvantage. I don't know why that they were the ones to go home, but I don't know.
Well, comments coming in. Jane says you guys did such a good job, and Chris loved your spray tan. Was it your first ever?
Yes, it was.
It was your first ever.
It was.
We really
Great
broke 'em
place
in.
to have that first one.
We really broke them in quick with the rhinestones, the shirt off, the spray tan.
We're just doing it all. We're just getting it all out of the way.
Spray tan, shirt off, everything.
Everything.
Gems.
Yep.
Yeah. What rock stones? What do we?
Rhinestones.
Rhinestones.
Rock
Rhinestones.
stones. Rock stones.
Rock
yeah.
stones.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Whitney, there was so much discussion about voting, about how it would work in this shortened competition. Again, how did that affect how things ultimately went last night? Do you think, I wondered if order would be part of it, but like you guys went first, Josh and Sharna went last, both safe. What do you think that played out like in terms of voting and the East Coast, West Coast thing, which I'm still not sure I totally understand?
Yeah, it was difficult to understand for me too because, again, we've never done this before. So it was a live online voting only, and it lasted 3 minutes after the show was done. So I felt like, I don't know, going first, I don't know if it like gave us a disadvantage because people didn't remember, or I don't know how that kind of went. Obviously we're safe, so it worked, but I don't really know how it played out. Like I just have never done that before, but I'm just happy we're here, I guess. Is all I can say,
As pros, did that make you guys nervous, that voting and how that was going to work?
It did make us nervous for sure. We weren't sure like how that was going to play out and if the order mattered or if our dances were going to be good enough, you know, because you have to grab the attention of everybody right away, otherwise they're not going to vote. So it's like you want that something to make people get their laptops out and vote for you, right? So that's why we just really pulled out all the stops there.
I have to be honest, I was a little bit surprised when we're talking about who we thought was going to go home.
Yeah.
One Miss Tonya Harding, who I went to her and Sasha's rehearsal. She was so sweet, so lovely. She ended up, they put her in the bottom 3, but she didn't get eliminated. But I wondered how people would vote for her just based on her history and whether they would like her. And Nancy had just been on the show. So I was a little bit surprised she didn't go home, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Did you guys have any thoughts on that?
I think her dance though was beautiful.
Yes.
It really was exceptional. So the judges saw that and they rewarded her. Like, so I mean, right up based off the scores right there, like.
I feel like it's difficult, right? Like we're always trying to get away from our past, and I feel like that's what she's trying to do. It's like she made a mistake, an awful mistake, but she's trying to move on from that, and I feel like this was really her chance to show people like who she really is in a different light, maybe. And so I feel like, you know, maybe people are trying to give her another chance and keep her on, but definitely it's very controversial with her because I didn't know if she was going to go home, like you said. So,
yeah, well, the show is so much about what kind of story you want to present. So do you feel like Tonya and Sasha really handled her whole night right in terms of they really played into the emotion and she got emotional? I felt like, okay, you made a right move here because she's still around, you know?
Yeah,
That's got to be a lot of pressure as a pro. Like, how do I tell this story perfectly, especially in this short competition?
Exactly, especially when you have a great story to tell. It's like this was really important for her. This was the first time she was competing, performing in front of people. So this was really important for her, and Sasha did a great job kind of like making that story her own and having the people connect to her. So I feel like that was a really important moment for her to really like get that across.
So how is the voting going to work next week? Is it going to be the same? Is there a new formula to figure out? You guys tell me.
Part of it's already over.
Okay.
So I don't think people realize that you had to pick up the phones right after the show ended and call last night and this morning.
So it's actually the same now. So the only difference was that first premiere night, which was the live online voting, and then now it's just the same. So you can call and vote online, the same as always, and it'll reflect to the next week. So I think it ended 5 a.m. Eastern time today. So
like what time zone are we in?
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
so
like Eastern time, 5 a.m. I'm not sure what that is,
Yeah.
but yeah. So that already ended, and that translates to the next week. So hopefully people casted in their votes, so we don't go home next week.
Oh
Because
my
you
God.
had to
I
like
know.
do so many different like types of voting in that
Yeah,
like
I
one
know.
time. So I'm like,
Confusing.
all right, vote for us like online, and then wait like 30
Have your
minutes,
phone out,
and
your
then
laptop.
phone, laptop.
Yeah, just everything, and just
How many
trying to
mediums
tweet
do we
it out.
have?
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
I mean,
it was
it's-
a lot.
Gwen says, Chris, you didn't seem nervous at all. How did you keep it together? Gwen, thank you. This was a question I had for you. You said, I hid my nerves. How did you hide those nerves?
So being first, like, so we're doing this grand opening and we both ran off stage to get dressed really quick. So we came back onto the stage about a minute before we were about to go, and the stage was slippery. So I'm like, all right, we need to like wipe this down. So basically I had no time to think. I really didn't have time to be nervous. And so we did like one quick practice of the trick, and you see like the time just ticking down. You're like, all right, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow, this is actually going to happen. All right, and then just, really focus on the little details, and you got to go.
I do have to say I was very impressed with Chris, because the premiere night #1 is always very scary because you never know how the celebrities are going to react with the cameras and the audience and everything. And #2, going first on the premiere, is extra scary. That's a lot of pressure on him. So I was really, really proud of him that he didn't mess up too badly. I mean, there was one little hiccup,
there was a
but
little
that's
hiccup.
okay. We're not going to mention that.
I
There
didn't
was
even see
fog.
it.
There was fog.
Sure.
Beautifully
Fog,
placed.
really- yeah,
Your shirt's blowing around.
But shirts blowing around. But I think like being in the moment, like as an athlete, I love like the really intense like experience that you have. So about 80% of this performance, like you're just in this like different world where you're fully connected, you're engaged with the music, with Whitney. And then the other 20%, you're absolutely terrified because 15, I don't know how many millions of people are watching, but it's when we're going quick and we're always, always moving, you don't have time to get nervous. But I remember doing the slide and then like just for that split second being like, oh my God, this is actually happening. Like, get up, get up, get up. Like,
There was a moment, and then you did the
you have like
slides.
this quick pause, and I'm like, oh,
It's all
like,
happening.
It's
Keep
all
moving,
happening.
keep
Keep
moving.
going.
Keep it
I
going.
mean, you lifted her, you jumped. Like, there was a moment where you did, and I wonder if you can recreate it for me, something with your hand where you like looked right at the camera and you had some real attitude in it.
I was like, pick up the phone, like,
He
give
did
a
a
call.
little call.
Yeah, just,
It was awesome.
It was amazing. You had so much great attitude. And again, in the office, we were all saying, wow, we didn't know this guy was going to be so awesome. You killed it. Do
typically
you like
lays down
dancing?
on the job. Like, what is he? Like, he can't dance.
I mean, Whitney loved your outfit, by the way.
Oh,
You
thanks.
looked
That was
amazing.
fun. Oh, thanks. That was fun.
And you guys, Len said he was so impressed. He said you were terrific. You had style and confidence. I was like, good notes from Len.
Yeah.
They told you, Whitney, that you had just jam-packed that choreography. You felt like this guy could handle it, obviously.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about your score? Because it felt like you had to go first and then praise, praise, praise. Those night one scores are always a little weird to me because they give you all this
Yeah.
praise and then it's like 7. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, obviously, you've got to build somewhere. So they've got to have a starting point. So usually on the premiere night, they're a little bit lower than what you'd want. So I kind of expected it.
Okay.
So that's just kind of the name of the game, how it goes. They've got to start somewhere. So
Name of the game. So when we have people asking this, Kristen says, love you guys. What song and dance are you doing next week? That's the question. What's your dance going to be next week? And now that you ripped your shirt off and did the lifts and all that. What are you doing? What's the plan?
So I'm kind of just, we're not ripping any shirts off, no pants, sorry. But we're going to keep all the clothes on.
Okay,
got it.
We're going to do something just a little bit slower, a little bit more graceful. Just something to put Chris in a different light, make him like the leading, powerful man, so.
Okay, it's like you gotta just blaze through this 4-week competition
I know.
and tell the whole
Show
story.
all sides.
Crazy, yeah.
From Twitter, Movie Fanatic 319 says that they were surprised by who went home, loved your dance. Why is this only 4 weeks? Was it because of American Idol? Why did this season end up being only 4 weeks?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so.
Chris, you Olympian weigh in on ABC's production decision.
Please. I think it's pretty known. I mean, ABC now owns American Idol, and American Idol was airing during our regular season, so they just kind of pushed it back a little bit so we could both have a spot on Monday night. So
you know what, guys? I'm in Sunday on Idol and Monday on Dancing. I'm all ABC. Watch both.
Yeah,
they're both
all
great
ABC,
shows.
Exactly.
Yes. So want to get into as well something that I just thought was funny, guys. Of course, I got to do my research, go through your Instagrams before you get here. I want to pull up 2 of Whitney's Instagram photos.
Oh, great.
Because I was just glancing through.
Oh, yeah.
And I did a double take because I actually think Chris and your husband kind of look alike at first.
Yeah, I think it's the beard. It's like the beard, maybe the chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has this been brought up amongst the 3 of you? I literally
No,
was like, wait,
it
which
hasn't.
one's which?
But I saw a few comments on my Instagram, and I was like, oh, kind of. I don't know. I don't really see it. I think it's just the beard and the chin,
It's
maybe.
the lighting. It's the lighting.
Okay.
It is. Maybe it's just the angle, but
Good,
anyway.
good guy to look like, both of you good-looking guys. Whitney, having been dancing for so long, and I know your husband totally gets the world you're in, what is the best way when you have a new partner and you're going to be working with this person a lot? Like, do you sit down to dinner? What's the way that you handle, look, meet this person I'm about to spend a ton of time with?
Yeah, I always really like to have my husband and the partner meet so that they get to know each other and we're all just friends and we get to get comfortable with one another because, yeah, it's difficult. It's like I'm spending all of this time with another guy and he's like, at first it was hard. He's like, who's my wife grinding up on now? You know? But now he totally gets it. He's like my #1 fan. He's always supporting me like 100%. So it's great. He's like, it's funny because when we first got married, he was like, yeah, just do your thing, like whatever. And now he's like in my apartment, he's like, you should do a leap there, and then why don't you spin there? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this is crazy. He's a mechanical engineer, so this for him is just like,
has he learned a few dance moves from you, though? At weddings,
yeah.
Do you get on the floor?
Oh, kind of.
Kind
of. It's funny. It's like, I don't really social dance, which seems weird. It's like, you would be such a good social dancer. I'm like, I don't really social dance.
Why not?
I don't know. I think it's just because I dance so much that I kind of just like to chill.
Okay.
You know? I don't know. It's a weird
I love
thing.
it. For some people, dancing is like their fun social thing, and you're like, I need a break. I gotta stop.
Yeah, it's like, I've been dancing all day. I'm just gonna
If a million people aren't watching me, what's the point?
No, I love it, but yeah, it's just not for me, I don't think.
Well,
anyway,
and I know
funny.
you guys went through a tough time this year in losing your father-in-law, and we so appreciated you opening up about that. How are you doing, and how's your husband doing now?
We're doing okay, as good as we can be. I think it's always hard when you lose someone you're so close to, right? But I think he was sick for a very long time, so we were all really happy to see him just be peaceful. He was surrounded by loved ones, so we're moving on and moving forward, so that's all you can do.
Yeah. Sarah from Twitter, you know, you guys are on it. You know what I'm about to say. Chris, you and your girlfriend are so cute. We had a little Instagram. Your girlfriend was there last night supporting you. And Sarah has a big question, wants to know, are you going to be popping the question to this woman? She wants to know how serious you are. Wow, Sarah. Okay, well, how are you and your girlfriend? How long have you guys been together?
So we've been together about a year now.
Okay.
So it is getting serious. I just moved in with her in Salt Lake City.
Wow.
And yeah, like we're traveling around. Like since the Olympics, nothing has ended where it's like, okay, coming home after the Olympics. Not coming home after the Olympics, I guess. So I can't wait to get back to Salt Lake City. But yeah, things are moving along really well.
So she sounds like a special lady. They're supporting you in the audience and being by your side through all this crazy stuff you're doing in your career.
Absolutely. Like, again, like I think having someone who's really supportive of you, no matter what you do, is so important.
Yeah.
Especially in this, like we had no idea what was about to happen, but she's like, go all the way, win. Whitney, do whatever it takes to help him win.
She really is awesome. She's been a great supporter, so that's helpful for me too. Because I'm like, that's always hard when, you know, your partner's loved ones or whatever, doesn't really get it because they're not in it,
Yeah.
right? So she's been really, really great. So.
By the way, I heard we were talking about this right before we started that you are a little bit of a drill sergeant, Whitney. Is that your tactic with him?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
7,
Yeah,
8, go.
7, 8, go.
Nope, back.
And
7,
nope.
8. You're like, Jody, give me time to think. No, gotta go. She's
Been
not
a-
that bad.
Well,
She's really not that
having been
bad.
a pro for a couple years now, what have you learned about the best way to approach this competition overall? You have a different partner each time,
Yeah.
but is it to drill things in? What have you learned as a pro?
What I've learned is you have to adapt to each partner, right? Because they learn all so differently and their minds work so differently. So some people are very
Or
visual.
we don't learn.
Or you don't learn at all, which you're a good learner. But everybody learns differently. Everybody, like, sometimes they break it down logistically, sometimes they need a visual. So it's all very different. So I've had to, like, really adjust my teaching. And I've learned a lot as I've gone through. But I think Chris is such a great student where he's able to he's aware of his body, which is another great thing about having an athlete is they know, like, how to fix things. Like, if I say, roll your shoulders back, they know how to do that, and they're very aware of their body and posture. Don't sickle your feet, which we've really worked on. But stuff
Hands
like
out
that,
like
so
this.
Don't
Yes.
do a claw
You
hand.
have the claw
That's
hand
the
for
hardest
running
part.
away.
That is the
fingers.
hardest part.
Yeah, the claw hand.
Also want to ask you guys, we talked about biggest competition. We're going to just kind of
Kareem.
quickly... I really was
Literally.
going to say, we're going to go through a couple of the other partners and just kind of talk that through. Kareem and Lindsay with the lowest score, unfortunately. But man, tallest guy ever in the competition, 7'2", 71 years old.
Yeah.
What energy, what positivity. And, you know, this, I guess, is where maybe the fan favorite and the crowd favorite voting comes in. Like,
For sure.
who do you guys think is struggling the most? Is it going to be Kareem and Lindsay? How do you see this going from here?
Well, I just think, let's look at the facts, right? I mean, he's 70 years old, right? So he's not going to be able to move as well as some of the other competitors. But you know what? Like you said, he is a fan favorite, and that
Yeah.
can take you really far. So he's a wild card to me because I feel like he has so many fans, and Lindsay does such a great job of making him shine and making him look the best that he possibly can. So I think he's going to be the wild card. Like, I think maybe his fans will take him far. I don't know.
And also, I have to say this, like, yesterday, we got there at 9:30. We didn't leave till 11:30, 11:45. Kareem was there pretty much the entire time. So he is 71 years old. He's 7'2", and he is putting in the time. Like, it is exhausting for me. I couldn't imagine at that
Yeah.
age, like, how difficult this is. So
Yeah.
to actually see him, like, go through all of this, like, I'm tired. I can't imagine what he's feeling.
Yeah.
So it really is incredible. Like, it's not just the show. There's so much that
Yeah.
goes into it. So, like,
Yeah.
really, even though, like, you just see that, there's so much that goes into what he's doing.
Right.
So it really is impressive.
How old are you?
29.
29, so he's got a casual 40 years on him. Yeah, I
Just-
mean, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Annie says Kareem was so cute up there, all smiles. He really was. By the way, looks younger
Great.
than he is. I
Yeah,
mean, that
very
man.
young.
I
Yeah,
don't know what
he
he's doing
does.
with his skin, but he looks amazing. We also
Gold.
just the
Gold is
gold,
what he's doing
The
on
golden
stage.
god.
Gold and gold.
We also had, you know, Adam and Jenna with the highest score of the night, a 24. How do you think Jenna's doing in her first season as a pro? This is her first, right?
This is her second.
Or her second season as a
Yes,
pro. I'm wrong. But she missed last season, maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
So she was on first with I forgot his name.
It's okay.
We're
We're here with Adam now. We're
here with
moving
Adam.
forward with our
Yeah,
lives.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. But Adam, yeah. So I think she's doing an amazing job. I feel like she really knows how to make him shine as well. And that's all the pros really can do is just make our celebrities look the best that they possibly can. And they're so fun to watch. Like, I am a little bit obsessed with Adam. Like, I think he is just so funny and so witty. So I loved watching them dance last night. They looked amazing.
They seem to have such great chemistry together.
Yeah,
Even
they're so
Len
fun.
said, I can't critique the voguing too hard because it was too much fun.
Yeah.
Loved that Val came to support her in the audience too.
Yeah,
That was so sweet.
So sweet. Yeah, they seem very happy together. So
Yeah. By the way, guys, we asked Jen about that. You can check it out at etonline.com. She talks about having her man in the audience in an orange blazer that Tom Bergeron just had
yeah.
to try on.
of course.
Mariah and Alan were close behind with a 23 for their salsa. Man, is that woman hyper-focused or what? I interviewed her, and Mariah is like a competitor. She is so focused, it feels
Don't
like.
let her casual talk like, oh, it's no big deal, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
very, like, slow, but then on the dance floor, just, like,
Boom.
right to business. Right to business.
Yeah.
It really is incredible.
You could tell that she's been competing her whole life.
Of
like, that's
course.
a competitor right there for sure.
And Alan shaking and shimmying. Alan was like, okay, I'll take my shirt off. I think we talked to Adam
Yes.
last night, and Adam was like, I got to figure out a way to get shirtless because all these other guys did. And so now Adam will be
So
shirtless
now
next.
he's going to be shirtless next. Yeah, that's the goal, I guess.
Jenny and Keo had a 21 for their foxtrot. Gleb and Enrique with a 20 for the salsa. So, I mean, man, this was a solid night of competition. Premiere-wise, did this feel like to you as though, wow, nobody really felt like, oh, that person couldn't even move out there?
No, this felt like the fourth or fifth week of a normal competition season. Like, this felt like it wasn't the premiere, but like we've been doing this for a long time. Everybody looked so good. Like, I was genuinely impressed with every single couple. So it really is going to be a difficult season. I feel like everyone's just so competitive and everybody's so good.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, I'm like just thinking about it. I'm like sweating.
Mirror ball, hydration,
I'm sweating.
everything. Okay.
By the way, Jenna danced with Jake T. Austin. Our commenters
There
are
you
so
go.
helpful. Thank you guys.
Yes.
So then tell me kind of overall, especially on the pros side, knowing that you guys have to strategize differently. I feel like everybody is saying you had to go hard right from the beginning. Now, do you think next week overall we'll see more emotional dances? What will we see? Is it about putting out that different side?
I think so. I think it's always good to give the audience variety, right? So I think like we put Chris in a different light where it was a little bit more fun and loose and free, and now we're going to put him in frame and we're going to have like this, strong leading man. So I think it is a little bit more of the emotional, more intimate side of Chris, which I think is good to have different sides, to show his personality
Bring
a
up
little
the
bit more.
tears. Got to bring up the tears.
I
Pull on the
guess
heartstrings.
we will. Yeah, so we'll try and do that. But I think as far as strategy-wise goes, I think that's a pretty good strategy. Something different and fun and something that makes it pop every single week. Yeah.
All right, leading man. Is there a theme for next week? Has that been released?
There's no themes really this season.
There's not?
Yeah,
That's
there's
different.
just no. So
There's just
yeah.
go hard.
It's just go hard in the paint, I guess.
Whitney, I know you're so busy with Dancing with the Stars, but you also have so many other projects you're working on. You have an app right now, right? Is that
Yeah,
right?
I'm working on an app right now. Yeah, so it's a dance workout feature app. So I'm kind of just working on that, but it's basically where people can learn how to dance from me. So it'll be like a video, essentially a video tutorial step-by-step breakdown of each dance style.
Wow.
So it's kind of a fun way to get interactive with my fans and just kind of a personal way that I can interact with them as well. So.
That is such a great idea. A pro has never done anything like that before.
I know, so I'm really, really, really excited. It's launching really soon. We don't have a date yet, but I've been working super hard on it, so I hope everybody loves it as much as I've loved making it for them. So we'll see what happens. But
And by the way, every time I've talked to Julianne Hough, people you guys are just so fit and everybody wants to look like, and she always says, dance is so good for your body. It works all your muscles.
It does, yeah. Lots of resistance and everything. So not only will, if you want to lose weight, you can lose weight on it as well, but it will also help you feel mentally really confident, and hopefully it's just a fun way to get people up and active.
Chris, I'm sure you have an answer to this that is yes, but is this competition?
No.
Switch it up, like you got to do every week. Is this competition different than what you expected? I mean, you've trained, but this is a different type of training. How has it been for you so far?
So I always knew there's a lot that goes on with dance. Obviously, people dedicate their entire lives to this. I know it's going to be difficult, but coming in after the first day, I was legitimately scared. I'm like, how am I supposed to do this? This is way harder than I ever thought it was going to be. Not only do you have to control all of the little parts of your body to music, to someone else, I wasn't expecting it to be that difficult. To the level where, I don't know, watching Adam's routine last night, being like, okay, that's probably going to take a couple years, but I'm going to have to put this into just a few weeks. So I guess I wasn't expecting how difficult this was going to be. It really is hard, and we don't have a lot of time to get this done. So it's literally from 9:30 to 11:30 yesterday, and we're just going to have to do the same. I wasn't really expecting that, but it's a 24-hour go, nonstop learning process, which is super frustrating. I never thought I'd be as mad as myself dancing, but it's a really frustrating, exciting difficult, rewarding experience.
Well, hey, team move it or lose it. Last question for you guys, especially because athletes kind of know how to do this. Injuries are always such a big thing, and this is a shortened competition. Is there anything you guys are doing specifically to make sure your bodies stay okay? And are the athletes like bringing some of the pros some tips maybe, like different techniques that you use to stay healthy and safe?
Yeah, like you bring that ball all the time and you like roll out. Like I did never
You're
done
like,
that.
my shoulder hurts, and then you're like, oh, it really hurts. I'm like, all right, let's figure this out. Like, okay,
Yeah,
here,
he's
come.
really good at
all
that.
right, probably something from your scap. And then I'm like bringing KT tape for your blisters. It's like,
Yeah.
Wow, so
Whitney,
many
how have
words.
you gotten this far? Like, come on.
So
This
many
is
words
basic
I didn't know
stuff.
just there.
Yeah,
KT tape. Okay,
Yeah,
you're working
yeah.
with an Olympian.
Yep.
And it's like
Exactly.
complete normal like jargon. Like
Yeah.
some people pick up like, oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, of course, the scap. Absolutely, it's a scap thing. Yeah, I'm all scap.
KT
Here's the
tape.
flaptoid. It's right around the flaptoid.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so
That's
much for
funny.
being here. Of course, make sure to vote and tune in every week, you guys, to Team Move It or Lose It. We saw him shirtless, and he's going to bring a leading man side next week. We're all jealous of your girlfriend, Chris. And everybody have a great day. Make sure to follow these two on social media and
Yes.
check out etonline.com for all of our interviews from backstage right after the premiere last night. Have a great
See
day,
you guys
guys.
later.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.